Alrighty guys, and just like that, I just got called, put this thing up, wrap it back up, and get it out of here. They're not gonna fix it for a couple of reasons. Alright, number one, they just spent a lot of money. New alternator, new starter, new battery. No, new alternator, new starter, wherever the starter is, and a new battery, because of a intermittent no crank. What the hell this have to do with intermittent no crank? I do not know. I just did a video on this, guys, talking about what I found the problem with, so I suggest you watch it right here. I don't want to include it in this. All I want to discuss on this one is the fact that they decline it, and that's a wrap in so many words. So this is why mechanics have to have diag time, okay? This is why mechanics have to be paid to put an effort in trying to figure out what's wrong with your car. Don't matter who you is. There are some people out there that literally believe we're supposed to find out what's wrong with their car for free. All right? And if they buy the repair, then we get paid. No. What if Cousin Pookie in disguise? Remember, Cousin Pookie did all this. He misdiagnosed. What if Cousin Pookie sent the car to the shop, got us to check it out? Got JT, he got lucky, got JT to diagnose. JT did all his tests. Remember on that video I showed you what's wrong with it. And I write my estimate up and give it to Cousin Pookie. Cousin Pookie go, you know what? Never mind, I don't want to get nothing done. I appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot. Where are my keys? I gotta go. And Cousin Pookie go home and get a TIPM and put on here and his problem is fixed. No, don't work like that. We have to get paid for our diagnostic time. I have to say I spent maybe 2.5 hours figuring out what's wrong with this car. Number one, because I couldn't duplicate it. After I jumped it off, it kept cranking. So it wasn't until it dawned on me. Y'all remember when I was messing around, putting stuff back together, and all of a sudden I heard ching, 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 like the ASD, the system powered back up. Yeah, it's a short in here. You probably can bang on this real hard and cause that same short. Well, anyway, the reason she declined, number one, it's expensive. Number two, doesn't matter how expensive it is. We can't get this anymore. A TIPM for a 2010 Chrysler Sebring has been discontinued. Yeah, sorry to inform you. If you own one, even the ones on the PT Cruiser. Now, that's from a Mopar standpoint, guys. So there are some companies out there now doing these, from an aftermarket standpoint, there's still hope. You still can get some TIPM for your car, though you can get a used TIPM. You just have to do, your research and do what you're supposed to do as far as getting a warranty on it. Because dealing with a used TIPM is almost just as bad of a gamble as, anything else. It's still a gamble. But this poor customer wasted all this freaking money when she should have brought it here first. Brought it to me first. Don't come to me. I'm not going to feel no sympathy or no pain for you after I raise your hood and I see all new parts on it. I'm not going to give you a discount because you've already spent a lot of money. It just don't work like that. Okay? In fact, that could be considered an insult. So let me get this straight. You took it to another guy first to see if he can fix it. Now you hear pity, want a discount because you already spent it. Human beings don't operate like that. I'm not a butthole. I'm not an asshole by any means. It's just that choose your shops wisely. Very wisely, because there's some scams out there. All right, they're not really scams. I wouldn't call a lot of shops scams. I would call them, they don't have the proper knowledge and equipment to properly diagnose your car. At least this shop that they was at. Brand new. At times, no crank. If anything, if you're going to gamble with that, just do the battery and make sure the connection's on point. This has nothing to do with intermittent no crank. Yeah, that's some Derman alternator. I don't know. Guys, I got to go. I just want to tell y'all the TIPMs are discontinued, all right, on some models. So if you have a TIPM on your car, verify, okay, if your TIPM apply. All right, I'm not saying get rid of the car. Chrysler gave up supporting these owners, I don't know. After so many years, I think after 10 years, car company don't even have to supply parts for their vehicle anymore. I'm thinking. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me in the comment section. All right, I'm talking too much. Well, no sense. I spent a good bit of time trying to figure this thing out. I'm glad I got it figured out. I'm glad I was able to duplicate it. However, they say get it out. And management, I don't think management want to go with a used tip 'em. All right. Normally I talk them out of it, but I think we done been burnt with other mechanics. Customer come back. 'Cause customers still expect nothing but perfection. They don't give a damn what part you use. You can sell a used tip 'em all you want. I bet that damn tip 'em better work. That customer go nut up on your boy. Let that tip 'em not work. They don't care about none of that. All they know is they paid you to put a freaking tip 'em on their car. If that tip 'em don't work, that's your problem now. So, in other words, we will be married to the car. Management don't want to go through that on older model cars. 2010, not necessarily old, 15 years, but yeah, we got new car problems. All right, we can't. Okay, I'm done. That's all I have, man. Thanks for watching.